Now, the real problem I have is the guys in the room. Any guys who are anti-abortion, I don't understand that. If you're a dude in this room and you're anti-abortion, you need to go to Disneyland. Because you'll be in there for what, 5 seconds? You're like, Jesus, they're everywhere. I feel so bad for the families at Disneyland. Like, there's two kinds of people that go to Disneyland. You have the families, and then out here in California, we grow these weird Disney adults. And, you know, God bless them, I don't know where the money comes from, but it's going to mouse ears and turkey legs, and they're having a damn good time. And they're just walking around enjoying Disneyland. Then you have the families, and it's always the moms doing the hard work, right? It's always the moms. They've been training for this all season long. They have like 9 fanny packs. This is a military operation. They're barking out orders to their kids. Fast pass, churro, Dole Whip, go, go. Where's Dad? Dad's always trailing by 20 yards, pushing a stroller with nothing in it. There's no beer anywhere? Really? And it's this weird thing because every day at sundown, the families are trying to get out of Disneyland, and that's when the Disney adults start coming in. And so you have this battle of the bastards between the two. It's just an army of strollers versus a battalion of trust funds coming at them. And again, it's just like watching the families walk out of Disneyland. Here's what I propose. I think as you exit Disneyland, you should be able to take a left and go to parking, or take a right and get a vasectomy right then and there. Honey, you get the car. I got one more ride I got to go on real quick. And make it part of the fun. You know, let Goofy perform it. Put a sign up, Mr. Toad's Urology, and you get in the office, you're waiting, the 7 dwarfs march in, Doc gives you the anesthesia, here comes Goofy in a smock, Hilk, you're done. Mickey's waving to you, now we both talk like this. And it's Disneyland, so on your way out of the office, you get a picture of yourself getting a vasectomy. Disney's one of those weird corporations, though, that liberals and conservatives kind of hate at the same time. Over the same subject, just for different reasons. Like last year, we got that Buzz Lightyear movie, and both sides hated it. Conservatives thought that Buzz Lightyear made every kid in America gay. Not sure what they based it on, but that's what the belief was. And liberals were like, where was Buzz Lightyear on January 6th? But you can't hate Disney. You can't. They own everything we've ever loved. Like, for instance, for me, big Star Wars fan. We got Star Wars fans here. There we go. I love Star Wars. Favorite Star Wars character, sir? Who you got? It's Jar Jar Binks? Really? Hey, look, I am not going to hate on Jar Jar, but if that's your first round pick, how's your fantasy team doing this year, sir? If that's... You drafted the kicker in the first round? I'll give you a deal. Okay, so it's not Jar Jar. Who is it? Luke Skywalker. There you go. That's a born and bred hero. He's in my top 5. I like Leia. I like Chewie, who is microchipped. But my favorite Star Wars character of all time, Yoda. Love me some Yoda. Not the baby. We all remember the last joke. Not the baby. I like OG Yoda. I like Yoda. And it's not because Yoda's wise. It's not because Yoda's powerful. I love Yoda because Yoda's 900 years old. 900. Yoda's a 900-year-old man, not one sexual assault allegation against him. Not one. He's been on the Jedi Council for 700 years. Never a secretary. Never a Christmas party. Never a road gig in Jacksonville. Legal, she looked. Never happened once. You ladies imagine getting a DM from Yoda in the middle of the night? Just says, up you? Yoda's on the straight and narrow, man. He never got tag hash to mead. Of all the jokes you're going to see tonight, that was the hardest fucking one to pull off. That little Muppet. That syntax is something special, man. And I am not a Jedi. I do know this about Star Wars. The fans are spoiled. Like, you fans that are so spoiled. Because you have 12 movies, you have a new episode of a TV show every week, and you still find flaws. You're like, I don't know, that speeder's bright pink. Really? Is that what we're doing? Why don't you take the DeLorean back to my era, when I was a kid, in the 90s, when we had to read new Star Wars. Yeah. And we actually had to read it, not like you Game of Thrones fans who claim to read the books. Game of Thrones fans, they love telling their friends they read the books. They buy the books, they put them on a nice shelf, and then they listen to the books in audio form. You didn't read the books, you had them read to you, like an infant. My niece and my nephews, they're super into Harry Potter. They love Harry Potter. So much so that this past Halloween, when the Ellis family went trick-or-treating together, we all had to go as Harry Potter characters. And guess who got to be the person of honor? Yeah. My niece, she asked me the day before Halloween, she's like, Uncle Mark, we talked about it. And in my head, I'm like, shit, is this an intervention? Is it? And she's like, we want you to be Harry. And yeah, it was so cute. And I knew I was going to break her heart because I said yes, and I'll do everything I can to pull off Harry Potter, but she's 7. She's expecting the kid from the movies. She's not expecting middle-aged, burned out, hasn't cast a spell in 30 years, Harry Potter. Still wearing his Gryffindor robe, but gets a high school varsity jacket. But Harry Potter, I'll give it credit, man. Adults love that too, and I think it kind of still works. Like, there's some things that we all loved as kids that just don't work when you're a grown-up. He-Man, great example. You would not find a better fan of He-Man than I. I was the biggest He-Man fan when I was 5 years old. Other things I enjoyed when I was 5 included eating my own boogers and having my mom wipe my ass because I don't know how to do it yet. But my buddy called me. He's 45 years old. He called me a couple weeks ago. He's like, man, they're making a new He-Man movie. How exciting is that? And I'm like, well, I'm an adult, so I just don't think it works, especially in modern times. The name He-Man? It's a little pronoun specific, don't you think? Maybe call it He-Maybe? Them person? Sometimes characters will just let you down, though. Like, the biggest letdown for me was Batman. And I'm not talking about the movies, like all the movies are cool, but just actually knowing the character. This happened a little ways back. There's an animated show in the Batman universe about the character Harley Quinn. And the writers put a joke in there. And about Batman, they said Batman was going down on Catwoman. And Warner Brothers nixed the joke. They said Batman doesn't do that. Yeah, apparently Batman is the DJ Khaled of superheroes. He doesn't go south of the border, okay? And it's like their official quote was, good guys don't do that. And if that's true, that means get the handbasket because I'm going to hell. I'm telling you, you ladies cheering, that's great, but it's really better for both parties, okay? Because sex is fun, but that's where babies come from, so I'm nervous. And when you're having sex, sometimes you open your eyes at the same time. It's like, oh, hey, okay, I'll close first. And there's just weird rules to sex. Like, it's the most fun thing you could do on earth, yet you're a creep if you smile during it. You know, just let me do my thing, you do your thing. Give me the canary, I'll go down below, and then you ladies can focus on what you do well. You can work on the acting performance of your career. And I'm down there getting work done, because going down it's not like a talent thing, it's just a heart thing. It's just a gritty, gutty, every word you associate with white athletes. That's what going down is. You know, just try your best and just never give up. And that's why Batman's mopey all the time, because he can't please a woman. Apparently the world's greatest detective can't find the clitoris. So he's just at home with Alfred watching Blue Bloods night after night. Meanwhile, Joker's out there robbing banks, having fun, eating ass, getting things done. You know, as you all let me talk more, you realize why I'm single? Which not only do I love being single, I think all my married friends actually love that I'm single. because all the females that I'm friends with that are married, I'm their little experiment. You know, if they love trying to set me up with somebody. And my dude friends, they adore me because I'll get a text like, hey man, what are you doing right now? And I'm like, well, it's 2:30, so I'm watching ESPN, then I'm gonna go take a nap. And they're like, can I come over? Can I nap with you, Mark? Like every couple, sometimes you just need an outlet. I'm your wingman. Come on over. Hang out. Remember what it used to be like. Because I don't know if it's gonna happen for old Uncle Mark. I don't. And I don't really care about it because we all know that like person who they're in a serious relationship, they break up and then they're just not themselves until they meet somebody else. Like I have a friend, they broke up and then the next week they met somebody new. They're already saying, I love you. They're planning trips together. That's not my speed. Okay? I break up with somebody, I need a good 6-7 years to really think about what happened, you know, where she went wrong. I do like the dating event, though. Like, dating, it's an event for me. I get up for it. I get excited about it. First date with me, awesome. You're going to have a great time on the first date. I have some funny stories. I'm charming. I can usually cover the bill. Second date, that's when it starts to go downhill. Second date, you're like, he really likes Van Halen. Third date, you're like, he fell asleep at the table. Can I leave? I don't know what to do. Yeah, and, you know, I think it just doesn't make sense for me to settle down now when we're so close to interplanetary travel. You know? Who knows when it could happen, but if you think when we can just go live on another planet, if you think I'm dragging some Earthling up there with me, no, man, I want to be like Star Trek. I want to live long, prosper, and Captain Kirk some hot alien ass. That's the dream. My mom is thrilled that I don't have kids. So much so that I'm like a little offended. Because she'll say things to me that she will not say to her other 2 kids. My sister has 1 kid, great. My brother's got 2 kids, awesome. I got a dog, and she's like, are you sure you're ready for that responsibility? And kids in general, they just like, I just feel like we're past the golden age with kids, you know? Like the 1600s, that was how you do it. The 1600s, you could have 10 kids, 2 of them make it, you're father of the year. There was no pressure about modern society. There was no worry about school shootings or virtual reality. You had one rule back then. Don't talk to the cursed goat. Everybody had a farm. There's fun animals. Just that one googly-eyed one, we think it's a witch. Don't talk to that one. The Quaker Oat guy said it put a curse on us if you looked at it, so don't do that. But now, man, kids. I just don't find a lot of good reasons to have kids. I'm not sure. Well, one of the ones they used to hear is, oh, I need to propagate the species. There's 8 billion of us on Earth. If Earth was a nightclub, the fire marshal would shut it down. Had a buddy, he's like, oh, I just kind of wanted a kid because they're cute. Oh, if you think kids are cute, you've only seen the first 10 minutes of Gremlins. The best, though, is one of my friends has 4 kids, and he's like, I don't know, man, I just wanted something to, you know, give a legacy to me. Like, he literally said, I just want something to outlive me. And I'm like, dude, you wanted a turtle. All right? Turtles are much cheaper. Kids will eat you out of house and home. A turtle, 1 head of lettuce keeps it satisfied for like a decade. You want kids, but you're on a budget? Turtle. Yeah, and it's a funny situation in my family, too, because, like, currently there's 2 single people left. There's me and my mom. And I do okay, but my mom is out there. You know, she travels the world, she meets interesting people, but sometimes it happens where you don't expect it. Like, she started hanging out with a guy who lives up the street. And we've had that house for 30 years. He's been there for 30 years. We have both been in that neighborhood for so long. When I was a kid, I took his daughter to a couple high school dances. Yeah, and remember, boys, going to pick up your date, so nerve-wracking because you're in your suit, you're sweaty, you ring the doorbell, you know she's not answering. She's got to do her Belle, Beauty and the Beast walk down the stairs. So it's the dad, and he just opens the door and he's like, you have her home by 10:30, young man. I'm like, yes, sir. So this past Thanksgiving, I was home, and guess who came to pick my mom up? Yep. Oh, I was waiting. It was 3:30 p.m. and I was just sitting in a rocking chair waiting. He rings the doorbell, I answer, and he's like, hey, Mark, I'm here to take your mom out. And I'm like, 10:15, motherfucker. You have no idea how weird it is to call someone a motherfucker and have it maybe be accurate.